fix for the EV, ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me, sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new way, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see.
What's good, family? It's your boy up in the building. Yeah, I know what time it is. We got a show going on tonight, man. Sound like there's trouble in paradise. There's trouble in Atlanta. There's trouble with Trey Young. It's the issue with Nate McMillian. I mean, listen, guys. Like, this is ridiculous. Let me go find these tweets. These tweets are, how can I say, very telling of very telling of our team right now, our locker room, what's going on in the locker room. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Let me find these damn. That stuff from The Athletic is cold-blooded, bro. If it's true, that stuff is cold-blooded. I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. And I can also guarantee you this. It also depends how old you are. It depends on what type of life experiences you've had. If you've never been in charge of grown men that you have to get results with, then I could tell you straight up, you really don't have you really don't have really a point in, I mean, because you can't relate. So it's hard for you to sit there and have a real non-biased opinion because you've never been in charge of grown men. You've never been in charge of grown men, and you have to go and get results. You know? You've never been there. So it's hard. I don't see how people who've never been in charge of grown men really have anything to say. Let me find these tweets, man. I mean, not the tweet, but the I'm over here talking right in my mouth. Let me find this stuff from The Athletic, man. Okay. So let me scroll up right here. Okay, where's the first one at? Is this it right here? Or do you have to have? Okay, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and share this so we can all read along together. Let me go ahead and share this. Oops, wrong button. Sorry, guys. I'm supposed to be chilling right now playing Madden. I'm over here messing with Dylan. We speaking Hawks right now. Okay, y'all see that, man. Tensions rise between Hawk star Trey Young and Coach Nate McMillian in Atlanta, says sources. Okay, we all know how sources is, but after what happened last night, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. Hold up. Let me go back. Let me do it the other way. Let me do it the way I should have did it at first. Athletic trying to take my money. Nah, we ain't giving you no money, Athletic. Let me. Hold up, guys. Damn, I wish my son would turn off this damn. Why is this damn Discord running? Jesus. Hold up, guys. My son in this damn Discord group, and these dudes is talking nonstop. Let me mute this stuff real quick. Mute these dudes, cause damn, these dudes, these little kids just chop. Where is notifications at so I can cut this mess off? Cause this is getting on my last nerve. Every time I try to talk, it's a day notification in from Discord coming in. There we go. I'm just gonna log out of Discord. Boom. There we go. Perfect. Whew, thank God. Okay, I'm supposed to be playing Madden right now, man. I'm messing with this nonsense. Okay, let's talk about it, man. Now let me pull up my stuff because I want to show it to y'all and not just read it out loud. You feel me? But now I can't even get into. Oh man, it's the worst time to be tripping. Hold up. Do. Okay, don't know what that was. Okay, so I don't know what is going on right now. But anyway, sorry guys. I'll find it. When I find it, I'll show it. But the gist of it is this. This is the gist of it. The gist of it is Nate McMillian walked over to Trey Young. He asked Trey Young, can he participate in shoot-arounds and walkthroughs for the game? Trey was getting treatment on his shoulder. Trey told him no. He doesn't want to shoot around. He wants to get treatment on the shoulder, right? Nate gave him two options. He said either get the treatment or basically you're going to come off the bench tonight. And Trey basically said, well, I'm leaving. I'm out, and left. And that's why he wasn't on the bench. Now, let me drop this link real quick. Let me go and drop the link because I know Cass want to come in. You want to voice your opinion. Let me drop the link so we can go and get this popping. So, let me put this link right here. I don't know what my son did to my computer, but this thing it's on one today. All right, linky. Here we go. Now it won't even let me put it in. Don't know why, but as soon as there we go. Why can't I do? What the hell is going on with my StreamYard today? Okay, let me put the link. Let me see. Let me go to Twitter. Let's put it in for the homies real quick. Boom. And something is making my computer trip. Let's close this out. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure my son ain't got nothing running in the background on my computer. Even though he got his own computer, but he be on my computer. And I don't know. He be putting all type of programs up here, man. I get on a computer, it's stuff be missing, stuff be new. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, now we're looking like we in business. Let me drop this link now. Now we in business. Okay, so let's talk. There go the link, so you might want to tap in. Y'all know what to do. All right, let's talk, man. As a leader, and I don't know how old everybody is in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Let me bring my guy Ticket on. Salute to everybody. So let me tell y'all this, man. And let me bring on Mike. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. When as a leader, and I know some of y'all have never been in a position to lead, you have to lead grown men. Okay. When you got to lead grown men, you have to be able to walk that line and deal with multiple personalities, multiple attitudes, people in different phases of their life, right? When you're the best player on a team, or you're the best worker in your organization or your squad or whatever, you are supposed to set that example. When the coach walk up to you, this is how you handle this. This is what I would have told Trey how he should have handled that. Even if you don't want to shoot because it hurt, say your shoulder hurt. Okay, I'm coming, son. I'm gonna get it. Even if your shoulder hurt for real, as the leader of the team, the player, right? You go out there. What I would have told him if he was my son, I said, you go out there, and guess what? You at least socialize and look like you involved. And then guess what? When it's time for you to shoot, you be like, hey, coach, the shoulder's still tripping, but I'm out here. It shows a bond that the leader, the best player, and the coach are together working as a unit. You always hear about the Spurs. And what does Greg Popovich say? Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili, they allowed me to coach them. When you look at the GOAT in football, as people call him, Tom Brady, he allowed Belichick to coach him for 20 years. When you look at the GOATs in basketball, Michael Jordan, he allowed Dean Smith to coach him. When he got to the NBA, he was a little bit cocky until Jerry Krause checked his ass and let him know you don't run nothing over here, dog. I do. What we see here, guys, we see it from what you see from Trey Young. You see a very, very young man who is not ready to be in a leadership position. Personally, if I was on the team and I seen him do that, me personally, I'm like, well, hell, I'm finna make shit crack around here then. Since Trey over here ain't doing shit, I ain't finna do shit. If he disrespecting the coach, I'm gonna disrespect the coach. Now, granted, each player is on a different level, so you're gonna get different results, different outcomes. But it shows you that type of attitude, it's contagious. Okay, even go think about when you was in school. One person jump on a motherfucker, and I don't mean physically, but I'm talking about just joning. Here comes somebody else jumping in. It gravitates, it multiplies. So for Trey Young not to go and do that shoot around, and to voluntarily not come to the game on his own, it tells you, one, he don't respect the coach. Two, he don't respect the organization. He don't respect his teammates. And winning is the last thing on his mind. Because if winning was a priority, his ass would have been there supporting his teammates. But his ass at home on Twitter. And y'all want to talk about money. We giving this dude $200 million and he on motherfucking Twitter. We trying to win a damn game. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all talk to me, man. What's y'all thoughts, bro?
All right, so greetings to y'all fellas. Good brothers. I know it's a lot of people that want Nate out of here. I understand. Right now, this ain't about that. It's about a principle of if someone is your superior, you respect that authority. If you can't respect that authority, you do not sign up to play under that authority. You find somewhere else to play. It's that simple. Now, respect does go both ways. I don't know if Nate has personally disrespected Trae for Trae to act like this. I don't know. But you don't have to like your authority figure. We've all had bosses that we couldn't stand or supervisors or whatever. But you still got to respect that position for the sake of yourself. I feel like, and this will be the last thing, and y'all can take it from there. I said in the chat, if it gets to a point where the franchise has to choose between Nate and Trae, obviously they're gonna choose Trae because they got more money invested into him. Nate only get like $4 million. So if he goes, then that's gonna kill Trae's reputation. It's gonna kill his reputation because that'll be if Nate goes this year, that'd be 3 coaches in 3 years. That's that coach. You might as well put on the back of his jersey, Coach Killer. I'm saying that's what's going to be his moniker. You know, he don't have the clout to get rid of coaches, so that's going to be the reason why he gets it. I mean, in a sense, LeBron a coach killer too, but he one of the top 2 best players ever, so he can get away with that. Trae ain't there. So, I mean that's all I got as far as my intro. I got a little bit more, but I'll let y'all go ahead and take it away.
You want me to go, Mike, or you want to go ahead?
You go ahead, Matt.
Okay. Um. So the principle of what you're saying, Gerald, I agree with you. However, like I said, like I told you in the chat, Gerald, at the end of the day, if they win 41 games, 42 games, 44 games, whatever, and they get put out in the first round of the playoffs, the media, they're going to blame Trey. They're going to say he's not of a certain status. They're going to, ding him for all these different poke holes in his game, all these different things. So if he is saying, all right, this dude, and I can make a quick assessment, okay, this dude isn't the guy to take me where I'm trying to go, then inevitably he's not going to have the level of respect for him, or he's not going to fall in line, as they say. Now you could say he should be more mature, he should be more respectful, he should be more thoughtful in his actions, how his actions impact those around him. All those three things are true. He should be more mature, he should be more respectful, and he should understand what he does and how he does it impacts those around him. But he's not there yet. So you got to keep in mind he's 24. So he's not there yet. But for Nate to say, okay, either come off the bench, according to reports allegedly, either come off the bench or not come at all to the game, or not come, and he chose obviously, the most unfortunate option was to not come to the game. But to even get to a point where that tells me like you don't have a good relationship, because why was that even on the table? How come you can't just pull Trey aside and say, hey, Trey, look, I would rather you get treatment after our walkthroughs as opposed to not coming to our walkthroughs, blowing off our walkthroughs and getting treatment, and y'all have a good relationship where he's understanding of that. But if the first thing off the table is an ultimatum, that tells me the relationship is not good.
You see me giving you that black Jesus look, right?
What's up?
I ain't get to say nothing yet.
You see me give you that black Jesus look there, Matt?
Go ahead.
So I probably say what you want to say. I ain't say nothing
Go
yet.
Ahead. Go ahead.
Say,
I'm listening.
I ain't gonna
listen,
necessarily
man.
bail out, bro.
What you just said? Go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna let Mike go. I don't know how long everybody got up here tonight, so I want everybody to make sure they get their piece out. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, nah. I was gonna say, I mean, jeez, man. I hear you, Matt, man, but at the end of the day, all right, put it like this. I hear what you're saying for us with Nate. There's a lot of stuff I want to kind of address, but I said this, or I was saying this with Jamal earlier though. But bro, to be honest with you, it shouldn't be right now that you're saying something showing me that the relationship wasn't right. What the first sign that should have showed everybody at Hawks, all Hawks fans, our alert should have went off when we heard that Nate went to OKC specifically for Trey to talk with him and stuff like that. That was letting you know then, proof in the pudding. Last year, all this stuff started last season. Stuff was not going right between the two. Now, I'm a Hawks fan. You was a Hawks fan. We've been watching Trey career. Let's keep it real and 100 about Trey. Mm-hmm. Trey so far have shown us that he is coachable when he is hated on. I talked about this with you. When they made the switch and change and stuff like that, that's also the year Trey missed the All-Star game. This before Trey had commercials. This before Trey had 2 years worth of shoes and sneakers now. This before, at this time too, everybody was still hating on Trey. Like I said, he didn't make the All-Star game. He missed it, and it was in Atlanta. At that point in time, I feel like Trey had no choice but to listen, because obviously he's not getting the right now. He's back into that mode. It's like it's hard for him to be coached because the world and outside stuff is kind of saying you're doing your thing. When coach is trying to get you to kind of just tighten up, hone in on certain stuff. Because I give Trey his credit. I go back to that stint when the change was made. From that time period and through our conference finals run, Trey played great basketball. He was giving consistent effort on defense. He was doing what he need. I guess what is in baseball, you batting 1,000 or something like that. I guess that's the terminology. You say that when it came to, I say that when Trey's decision making and stuff through that stretch too. when he get in the paint to his floater, whether it's for him to pass the ball, get someone scored. He was doing everything seemed like what we needed. He was doing it. And that's why I get frustrated a lot of times, in this past year and now and stuff like that. Watching him like, come on, Trey, you've done it before. But for some reason, he's back to thinking that, like I said, that he doesn't necessarily need to listen to other, like Damon touched about it, about being coaching these players and what Greg Popovich said, allowing the coach and stuff like that. If I can't coach the quote unquote best person, or put it like this, if it's 10 people on the team and it's 2 people on the team and I can't coach the same as the other ones, that's going to be a breakdown. They not going to speak up and say, hey, coach, why you cussing at me? We ain't doing it. It's just going to be a breakdown. They might never speak up or something like that, but it's going to be a breakdown between them and the coach, or between them and the players who supposedly got different treatment. It's going to be a breakdown. It's not going to be a real team. It's not going to be no real camaraderie. It's just not, whether somebody speak about it or not. But also too, though, Trey, I don't know if it's true or not, though, but if he went to the front office or whatever to speak about whatever issues you have, even though you saying that, like, okay, I feel like this man can't get me where it needs to be, but bro, to be real and to be 100, man to man, male to male, I don't care if you're 14 years old, you know what I'm saying? I tell young boys this, you go talk to that person first. The rest of that stuff lame. If you ain't talk to him first, and now it's like, oh, he ain't listening to you, he blowing you off, then okay, you step to go somewhere else though. But if you ain't talking to him first, and we know Nate took a trip to come talk to you.
But let's say they did have the conversation over the summer, whether Nate initiated or not. What if Nate said, hey, Trey, I'm looking for these things from out of you. I need you to talk more. I need you to be more attentive. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to do these things. And Trey says, all right, Nate, I need you to do these things. I need you to become more creative. I need you to be better at your rotations. I need you to, whatever he told him. I need you. They watched film together, whatever they did. Because we know, according to the reports, that Travis and Landry sat down with Nate and they watched film with Nate. And they pointed out things that they would like to see improvements from Nate on. So if Trey had them same conversations with Nate and said, I want to see these things, we get into the season and we're not seeing those progressive steps from Nate, and he gets frustrated, and I'm not agreeing with it. It's wrong. He should voice his opinion directly to Nate with Nate. However, if he's done that, and at 24, he's like, I don't really know what else to do, and it blows up, it's fault, more on, I would say fault on both sides, but it's a lot of more so fault on Trey for the way he reacted. But if they had the conversation, but neither one is seeing the results from that conversation, then it's going to turn out bad.
Let me tell you something, man. And I always say this, bro. Trey Young has an ego issue. He has a little man complex. I'm telling you that now, okay? He got a little man complex. If I'm Nate, this is what I would have been told Trey. I'd have been like, listen, bro, you are already an established star in the league. If you wasn't already an established star, you wouldn't be making $200+ million. You already established star. Only thing Trey Young should be worried about is winning the game. That's all he really has left. Let's keep it real. That's all he really has left in his career. To me, because I don't care if he averaged 25. I don't care. Okay, I care about wins. Okay, and it goes back to a point I made the other night. The reason people hate on Dominique, okay, is because even though he's a career 25-point scorer, he has no championships. He has no finals appearances. That's what I will get across to Trey Young. Okay, this is the plan we need to come. This is the plan we need to get to win a championship. Okay.
But Damon, the question I have is, if I've never won, you've never won, why should I inherently just listen to you as opposed to
because Nate McMillian knows way more basketball than Trey Young does?
No, but I'm saying
hold on a second.
I'll let you go.
How can he listen? Does he know Nate McMillan's background as a player?
Does he know? Let him finish saying what he's saying.
Does he know?
We're gonna make it simple, bro. Let him finish what he's saying.
I'm just saying. Does he know who Nate McMillan played for? played with? Huh? He played with Gary freaking Payton.
I mean, Gary Payton ain't really win himself or whatever based upon Matt.
But he got to the finals. They went to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, they got to the finals in what, 94? But I'm saying as a coach, not as a player, as a coach, right? If this guy has had I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm gonna just say 14 first round exits, 14 years of winning 41 games and getting out in the first round. And I got to the conference finals. He's never got there without me being on the team. He's never got to a conference finals as a coach. So I'm not saying that Trey should override Nate. I'm just saying it should be more of a collaboration. It's not a father-son
That's
relationship.
not how it works. That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. Listen to me. That's why I always tell people this, man. If you never been like physically in charge of grown men and you got to get results with those grown men, it's hard. It's going to be hard for you to see where I'm coming from. Because let me tell you something.
It's just life to me, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something,
It's just basic life stuff to me, but
the same thing,
I guess not.
The same thing Mike said about jumping he just used different words. I said the same thing Mike said last night. Jumping the chain of command. It's about respect. And that's why I said me personally, if one of my soldiers went over my head, I can't fuck with him no more. That's why I thought Nate sent that nigga home. Because if that was me, bro, and because what did I say? When you go above my head, the only thing that's gonna happen is gonna come right back down to me, and they're gonna be like, "Hey T, you ain't do A, B, C, and D because Buddy said this." And now I'm looking at you. I look at you in a whole different light now. In my head, I'm like, I can't trust this dude. I can't fuck with this dude. This dude out for himself. You understand me?
But I was gonna say real quick though, I'll let you get it, John. But real quick, man, I just want to say this for Matt, man, on a basic life thing. Being a young guy,
hey, how y'all doing?
Trey is the young guy in this situation, right? So it is wise to listen to anyone that is basically older and have more experience, whether it's quote unquote successful or failure. It is wisdom to be able to learn from people's failures and other success. You don't only sit here and just learn from your own experience and only those who quote unquote succeeded in this stuff. It is plenty to learn from the homeless man on the street that's just older than you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? As a J or whatever. You better listen and soak up game or whatever, learn what not to do and what I should do and this and that and everything. So to me, it's just basic stuff like that shouldn't even come up. Like Trey, listen, he's the coach. He's the head coach for a reason. It's for a reason that he's the head coach.
But Mike, I'm saying, okay, like even in a job, okay, if I got a boss, right, and I'm not really, rocking with the boss, he's saying do this, he's saying do that. I agree I should have that conversation with him. But if I'm having a conversation with him and it's consistently being turned away or turned down or not being receptive or not being received on his end, at some point I'm going to be like, you know what? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be judged by whether I'm successful or not based on his recommendation or his, you know what I'm saying?
Trey is going to be judged. Trey going to be judged on wins and losses. That's
exactly.
all.
But if he's, but
guess what? But guess what? His way that he doing, shooting all these shots and shit and doing all this crazy shit, it's not equaling wins. Let's keep it a buck. We didn't start winning till Nate McMillian took over the team. We were still under 500 with Trey Young and Lloyd Pierce. They bring in Nate. We get above 500. We make a run to the finals. We tricked off last season, but guess what? Our superstar running his mouth, man. The regular season born. So who knows what the else he be saying in the background? Okay, listen, man. Listen. Great players get coached. Michael, when you think of Phil Jackson won the winner when he took over the Bulls, he was an assistant. Hold on. Because see what you're trying to say. What you're trying to do is do that. You're trying to work the angle well. You need championship reign.
You're gonna keep bailing Trey out.
That's not how it works.
Let go of that.
That's not how it works, man. Listen to me, man. It's like what Mike said. You know me. I'm gonna always go back to my military career. I was a sergeant first class. If my first sergeant told me, "Hey, T, A, B, C, D," regardless of what I think about him personally, I'm not gonna disrespect him. Because we work together. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to blow him off. Or I'm not going to say, or I'm not going to question him. You understand what I'm saying? If he's just telling me to do some basic shit. Trey should have got his ass up and shot the fucking ball. Let's keep it a buck, bro. That's what the fuck he should have did, man. All this trying to move the goalposts and all this other bullshit don't fucking matter. You are the face of the franchise, bro. The face of the franchise, and then not even coming to the game to support your teammates. That's a bad look on Trae. It ain't a bad look on that. Anybody who has led grown men know that's a bad look on Trae. You at least show up to the game. If you don't do nothing else, you show up and say, you know what? And Nate McMillian gave the perfect response today. Miscommunication. See, Trae, he wouldn't have said that shit. Trae would probably come out and say, well, you know what? Blah, 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 blah. Like an idiot, like he usually do at the press conferences.
He does. He does, bro.
Well, you know what? I don't know what everybody else thought, but I thought like this. Well, I remember when he said that shit the other night.
So can I
go ahead, John. My bad. Go ahead, John.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Can y'all hear me? I'm in a Red Lobster. I can't cuss like I usually do.
Well, at least you ain't driving.
But I'm gonna say this. There can only be one captain of the ship. There can be only one captain of the ship. And you've got to follow your coach's instructions. And if there is something wrong with what your coach is doing, that will be revealed in the gameplay, in the score, in various other methods versus you trying to show him up. Now, from what I understood that took place was that Trae was trying to get some treatment on his shoulder or something of that nature. And Nate said, well, look, if you can't participate in shoot around, you come off the bench or you go home. Now, this was after they had this knockdown or whatever it was during the practice or whatever. And see, that man is the head coach. Now, for all of the things that we get at him about, that we are getting at him about, look, if you're on the floor, just like DeMond was talking about him blowing him off on a timeout or whatever. See, I think Nate let this go too far, too long, really.
Yep.
I let it, and see, the thing is, in trying to rein in a steer that's already left the doggone yard, you might have to put that steer down because he's free now. He's just running, goring people and doing whatever.
He tried in the offseason, John. Remember?
Well,
if anything,
okay.
He didn't do it last season. That's all. I'll be quiet. But he tried in the offseason.
Yeah, well, see, thing is that, okay, whatever method that he used, it didn't work. And see, thing is, stuff came to a head. When, whatever happened, it came to a head. Now, what's going to be interesting is what happens from here on out. Because, see, okay, Trae, you decided to go home. Me, if I was a coach, you still coming off the doggone bench your first game.
Damn right, bro. You got damn right. You damn right, bro.
Because see, thing is, you decided not to be out there with your teammates and in an effort to show me up. And he thought,
what's up,
and I'm projecting here. He thought they were going to lose without him.
Monday and Wednesday.
No.
And also he has 4 left.
We can hear you.
Okay,
bro.
thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
All right,
All right, peace.
But see, thing is, man, you still, when you come back, you coming off the bench, son. You didn't want to be here with your teammates and come off the bench and root them on or whatever. Man, no. Just like DeMond said, I got to agree with him. That is a horrific look for a leader because sometimes, that's a horrific look.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. Because listen, stuff like this irks my nerves. You understand me, bro? Let me tell you something. When I was in the Army, man, we had some leaders, right? They used to talk that shit all the time. Rah. It was when it was time to deploy and go over there to that goddamn combat zone and make shit happen. These motherfuckers couldn't even deploy. Oh, my foot hurt. Oh, I got something in my chest. Why? Right? And then, so I'm with the first sergeant. I'm talking to the top, and I'm like, hey, what's the game plan when we get over here since these suckers, since they scared? My first sergeant told me, he said, listen, when they come over there, when they deploy late as hell, because we gonna send their ass over here. But when they get over here, they will not be in a leadership position. Because let me tell you something. You can't be a leader, right? Let me give you a different example, man. I had surgery before I was supposed to deploy in 07 for the ramp up. We did this thing called, I don't know if y'all remember, it was the ramp up where we sent everybody over there, right? So I had surgery already scheduled. So they deploy. I had to stay on rear D until I got better. It was cool because this was a 15-month deployment anyway. I had to stay back. You know, my wife say, Tony, I don't want you to leave. The doctor told me if I wanted to stay and not deploy, he could write me a profile to where I didn't deploy. Man, I looked at them. I told the doctor, I said, listen, my soldiers over there. I train them. I'm their leader.
And
I got my guys over there in the combat zone, and I'm not there. I sure did. I got my shit, and I got on that.
You got to go.
I deployed like 2 months later, and did the other 13 over there.
So
you got to go.
Go ahead, Point.
So real quick, Damon, right? And I don't want to listen. First and foremost, I commend you and I respect you for making this decision, right? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I think we also need to realize too that this is a kid. I'm not giving him no passes. No passes. It was a terrible look not being there for your guys.
You just
Whether or
did
not
call him a kid.
Your guys came out there, they could have gotten hurt just like you could have, and they went out there and they balled out and they got a dub, right? So out of that, that's indefensible. That being said, though, right, using your example, and I appreciate you saying that and expressing that, we also got to put into context this, right? This element. This is a kid who came to this organization, when he was 19?
Don't care.
No. I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. But I don't. That's I'm gonna tell you, bro. What you about to say, bro? Let me tell you something, bro. Bro, we be having kids come in the army at 18, bro. I don't want to hear that he was 19. This nigga making $200 million.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Well, my point is this: we gave him the keys at 19 to lead a franchise, right? When we already did not know the kind of leadership style he operates under, and if we align with that. Trey Young is not like the heartbeat of the Hawks. He may be the most talented player, but he is not the heartbeat of what the Hawks' identity is, who they are. Like, there's individuals on each team. If you can
he is. Okay,
but point.
I really do think that the media wants him to be. That's not him right now.
No.
Fair to say.
This is the thing. He is the face of the franchise, okay?
He's
the face of the franchise, okay? Listen, everything this organization does is based around Trey Young. Let's keep it real. Let's not sugarcoat nothing. They building this team. This team's supposed to be built around him. Listen, when you come in the military, or you going to professional, or you going to pro team at 18, 19, whatever your age is, okay? You're supposed to learn your role, and then you grow into that role. He knew he gonna be the face of the franchise. When you pick number 5 overall, you know you the face of the franchise when we don't have shit else.
I'm not saying that he didn't.
Listen, Hold on. I feel you. Listen, his daddy's a former player, so he know what's set up. It's like when you got and Gerald can attest to this. It's like when you grooming these kids, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gerald, when they grooming these kids to be quarterbacks, high school level, they training them dudes, hey, you the leader of the team. You the quarterback. It's just like when the quarterback don't have that C, something wrong, bro.
That's a fact.
Your quarterback should have that C.
Either the quarterback, it wouldn't be a problem if the middle linebacker don't have it.
Yeah, but my point is this. This is my point, and then I'll let y'all talk because I know I'll be running off at the mouth. I know Point probably like shut the fuck up. But listen,
more.
This is my point. Trey Young been on this team this year, what, 5, 6, whatever. He should have grown into this role. He knew what was coming. He knew the day he signed that $200 million contract.
I agree with that.
You are the face of the franchise.
I agree with that.
He don't get a pass. I don't care about his age.
I'm not giving him a pass, though.
He's not 19. He's not 19 now. Okay, he's 24. He's been in the NBA. Okay, y'all go ahead, man. I'll be quiet. Go ahead, Point.
Real quick, No, I don't want to cut you off because I think
No. Because I know I've been cutting people off and running my mouth, but y'all go ahead. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I know. Listen, one thing about me, I know I talk a lot. I know I cut people off.
We all do.
That's why I say I'm gonna shut up and let y'all talk. Y'all go ahead and get your thoughts out.
Demond, you need to be playing for the Braves. You the best cutoff man we got.
John, if you don't be cut.
Demond, what I was basically saying was that we brought in a kid whose leadership style we don't know if we connect with. That's what I was saying. The same way that, for example,
Trey don't have a leadership style. Well, I guess it's shoot shots. But never mind.
But what I'm saying is, like, look at Kevin Durant, for example, right? He's the kind of dude, he's not going to go into a locker room and start calling stuff out. He is the most likely than not, he's the most talented player on that team. He just want to play ball.
No, he'll call stuff out basketball-wise. If your ass sucking on court, like he called out his teammates in that interview when he said, look, y'all got me stuck with Jim Jones and Johnny Carson. Y'all expect me to go and whip. He'll call you out basketball.
Let's say he got a point though, but to his point, I was to add to it, whatever. I feel like me and Demond or stuff like that, we bring up Travis. Like, we don't have any solid vets, no old vets on this team who can deal with Trey, who can talk with Trey before he get to that point.
At this point, year 4, year 5, you should have already understood the assignment and taken on that task. But the fact that we are here now shows that, we need some stabilization here. And that's why I look at people like Travis like, okay, your star player isn't developing off the court the way you would have wanted. So what are you going to do about it?
You know what that shows point? I'm going to tell you what it shows. Right. It's a lesson for y'all. Y'all never been in charge, right? That's why you hear me say stuff like this. Your GM and players should have no relationship. The head coach.
I agree with that.
The head coach and the players relationship should only be professional. Because guess what happened? I think Nate, I'm going to keep it real. I think Nate really looked at Trey Young like some type of son or some shit, right? And I just say that the way he talk about Trey Young.
I told you my theory.
Trey. And I'm like, damn, is he a son or he a goddamn player, dog?
But hold up.
He developed that relationship and he let it get personal. And Trey probably was like, I don't fuck with this dude like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think Nate feelings got hurt when he found out it was Trey who went and talked to the people. I think it feeling was hurt because he looked at Trey like a son, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if he looked at it like a son.
I'm just going by the way he talked about Trey Young, man. The way he talked about
it. He was definitely trying to be buddy with him, though. Let me say this. He was definitely trying to be cool with him. Oh, I'm that cool guy that can connect with Young. He definitely was trying to do that.
Hey, let me say this too.
That's the theory.
That's why I asked the question last time we were together. Ticket, Matt, when we were talking after the live was over with. Do we miss what's his name?
Vince Carter. You said Vince Carter. I don't think a veteran would.
The reason why is because Vince Carter was a bridge between the coach and the players because he was coaching them. He was coaching them alone.
Matt, why Haslam still on the bench, bro, in Miami? Why Haslam still there? You saw Haslam and Jimmy Butler get into it, right?
Yeah. But that was completely different. He's been there. He's an institution in Miami. That's
but what I'm saying, everybody use Miami as an example and stuff like that. They are there. It works because they understand that those things are needed. That's why they continue to be in that position. We still being dumb old Hawks. Travis sitting here thinking, remember the first time we got Trey, we were sitting here like, why we get rid of Jeremy Lin or whatever? Why we ain't got a veteran backup point guard? You know how long it took to get a veteran backup point guard? He moved Dedmon for being cheap. You see what Dedmon doing for Miami? You know, Solomon Hill is unfortunate he got hurt, but we saw what Solomon Hill brought to this table. And it's the same year when I pinpoint the change. And Demond gave this theory, but I'm telling y'all, Trey was willing to be coached during that time period when he missed the All-Star game. Everything been going great for Trey since we made that conference finals run as far as him getting the perceived love. And Trey, I believe, have came down a bit of willingness to be coached. And he's back to the, I'm Trey Young. I can do this and that. I'm nice, Trey. Like, I'm pretty fine. Like, yes, Trey, we know you fine. but it's small things in the game because it's a lot of players who came throughout the basketball history who are great individuals, but they didn't win team-wise or win championships. We got a statue of one. You know what I'm saying? I can't go too much into that because I want to live watch it, Nick. But I just know we got a statue of somebody who's a great individual, but he ain't win no championship.
But Mike, what I'm saying is, well, one after that Miami series, shouldn't he been humbled enough to be coach after that Miami series, based on your theory?
You would think so.
I'm saying if he had, not saying he shouldn't respect Nate as a person, he should. What I'm saying is, I don't personally, this is my personal theory, I do not believe he respects Nate as a coach. So I think it's hard for him. Now, we could all disagree with it, but I believe it's hard for him to fall in line and get behind a dude he doesn't believe in. Now, should he be outward? Should he be demonstrative and outward in his disapproval? No, but that comes with age, and that comes with growth, and that comes with maturity. But I'm saying it's hard. And he is trouble. I'm just saying it's clear he does not believe in Nate. It's clear he does not believe in him. He doesn't trust him. Whatever Nate is telling him, he don't believe is going to work. And therefore, this is not the first time that something like this did happen. This did happen.
Which one, Mike?
Times. Can you play the recent post game from Murray, bro? They ain't gonna get the channel in trouble or anything. Could we listen to Murray or something like that? We can all read between the lines and stuff like that.
I know I got those subliminal.
Hey, worst thing worse. They blocked the channel, but I'll find it. Hold up, let me go get it real quick.
No, Matt said he read between the lines already.
Yeah, I got some subliminal hits. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you can look good for a night, but it's about the consistency.
Well, then you missing the interview. Then you missed what Murray said. It wasn't about.
I know about the ball movement and all that. I got that. JJ said the same thing. But what I'm saying is
that wasn't the only thing that he said, bro. It was something key in there that I told y'all before when it comes to leadership, and you can see through. It's the same thing with Russell Westbrook when he getting 10 assists back in the day and stuff constantly or whatever. I'm like, bro, them assists ain't quite the same or whatever as other assist point guards I've seen get them. You know what I'm saying? Because the point guard give the ball up so early. Westbrook get a lot of dump off assists, spoon fed. That's a lot easier, and that's not as high of an IQ type assist. Yeah, I'm nitpicking, but hell, I told y'all I'm a basketball peers. So I'm just like, it's a little easier to hold the ball to the very moment I get to the paint. I'm like, here, boom, you do it. Now, Trae does have the ability to get very good assists. It's just that for it's like moving the ball ahead. But sometimes you're not going to get that full assist because much stuff might happen from it. But you have to not be okay with not doing that. But what I'm saying is that certain leadership, right? I played with people like this, and you be like that or whatever. Some guys, when they pass you the ball and you miss a shot, they stop going to you, or they'll say something turn away. They not the type to come to you like, bro, keep shooting. Like, I'm gonna keep passing you, open it, whatever. Like, you gonna hit it, you know what I'm saying? It's a way to kind of go about it. And it's something Murray specifically said. And like, I've been trying to say that because like you can peep the difference. It's like Murray a little different, whatever. DeMond noticed it in interactions with the players earlier in the season or whatever games with like JJ, how you interact with them. And I was like, yeah, it seemed like Murray the type to build somebody up, even if you bricking and stuff like that. He said in the doggone post-game interview is that you got to trust in the work that the guys are putting on off the court and keep going to them. In a nutshell.
I heard him. You don't care about the misses during the game, all that. I heard all that. And like I said, that sounds good that night. But I'm saying, if you're talking about consistently, is he going to consistently trust them dudes after they miss shots and they hit everything? So it's good to trust. It's easy to trust them when they hit shots.
I got a question.
Never mind. Go ahead.
So if that means Trae shouldn't trust himself because he ain't shooting either.
No, but what I'm saying is he has the talent. He has the talent to
the arrogance to be able to believe in yourself, but say I'm gonna cut everybody else off, even though I'm shooting 20% from behind the line or something. I'm gonna keep dribbling and keep doing it because I believe in myself so strongly, and nobody else got the right to believe in themselves because they ain't the point guard, so they can't get the ball. It's gonna be an issue to even begin with. So that's what I'm saying, bro. It's a breakdown. I would have been unswung on Trae, to be honest with y'all, bro. Like as a teammate, we would have been got into it. Like this don't make sense.
But Mike,
now let me say this:
he should move the ball more. It should be more assists. He should move the ball more. I'm just saying, if he's the dude that you're running the whole offense through the pick and roll 95. That's why I'm saying you should have more movement in the offense, more fluidity in the offense, so he doesn't have to touch it on every possession. So you can't avoid him for 5 possessions in a row where he's not involved.
I disagree though. I think that there are plays and Nate want the ball to move, but I believe, and I'm starting to see that it continues to be proved that way, that Trey doesn't necessarily want to do that. Trey wants to be the reason for everything to go on. I've been bringing this up since the Buck stuff for the longest and everything series. I ain't been talking to you that long, but I've been bringing it up for the longest. Will Trey let somebody else get the glory in the glory moments and stuff? No, he won't.
So that game 7 against Philly didn't happen? Last year against Miami didn't happen?
It happened because Ben Simmons was on his ass, but it happened, bro. But like you said, that's one time. I want to see that on the regular, bro. You the point guard. Be that more often. You know what else it happened when he passed it to Tony Snell? I shouldn't be able to count on 2 fingers times it happened, Matt, when he's our point guard.
That's true.
Hey, don't forget, he did pass the ball when he quit against the Heat in the playoffs.
He quit, though. It took him to quit to do it.
And see, something I wanted to bring up, too.
Hey, let me know if y'all want me to play this interview. If not, I'll go ahead and take it off.
Come on,
you get in trouble.
Person right there, that's who I was getting ready to talk about. You know where that man came from.
San Antonio.
Yo, Popovich didn't have nobody doing no crazy stuff like what's going on.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Who?
Yes, he did.
Who?
Kawhi Leonard and Pop went at it.
Why did they go
and
at
the
it?
Spurs chose the coach over the player, and Kawhi go.
Real quick.
You see where Kawhi Leonard is?
Why did they go at it?
And Mike, that was stupid.
Hold on. Let's backtrack now.
Yeah, why they go at it?
The point about Murray. Murray sat firsthand and watched that whole Kawhi Leonard issue.
Why did Kawhi and them go at it though? Point. Why they go at it?
No, I'm saying he went at it with the whole organization.
No, see, listen, that Kawhi stuff,
Pop.
the Kawhi stuff is nowhere near what this is. Kawhi issue was Kawhi really had an issue with the medical staff of the Spurs trying to clear him and make him play. That's what his issue was.
He also had issues with Pop though.
His issue wasn't with the head coach. But let's say this, that even if I gave you the Kawhi stuff, right? Listen, Popovich, you got Tim Duncan, Hall of Famer, Ginobili, Hall of Famer, champions listening to their coach. You don't hear no stuff about them with the coach. You know why? Because one, Greg Popovich, got to bring it up, prior military, set the tone. He sets the tone. He
also had David Robinson.
Exactly.
Prior what? Prior what?
To Duncan,
the Admiral, or whatever, to set the stone,
to
set the way, a veteran as well.
Y'all talking, but Demond, Mike, y'all talking about.
I'm talking about the organization. Our organization too. Travis Sup.
But Matt, they got coached before they went in the Hall of Fame. They got coached before they won the championships. But they was nobodies when he not nobody because they was. Robinson was number 1 overall.
Robinson was somebody.
Duncan number 1 overall. Ginobili and Palmer, they was late round picks, but
they were nobodies.
You had the Admiral, David Robinson. Let me tell you something about David Robinson. You do know they call him the Admiral because he had to do 3 years, or was it 4? One of them in the Navy first. So he got a taste of the military life. He got a taste of respecting the chain of command. He had a new outlook on discipline, holding people accountable regardless of their position.
You see the bigger picture.
DeMond,
you can't be selfish in the military.
And Demond, you're saying that happened in '97 when Pop took over, not 2001, 2003. It didn't happen after
Robinson got to because remember they drafted Robinson. Robinson didn't play the first 2 years because he had to do his Navy commitment. When Robinson got there, him and Pop set the tone.
I'm gonna say that was way earlier.
Yeah, it's before '97. They set the tone. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said your star player sets the tone. Look at the NFL. They always say that about Brady. They say because they allowed Brady allowed. Listen to what I'm saying, how I'm saying it. Brady allowed because when you're a star, you don't have to do nothing. You feel me? Brady allowed Belichick to coach him. And what else Brady do? What the players say? Brady didn't mind taking the heat from Belichick. They always say he would get yelled at.
But
So
hold on, wait. But Damon,
Like,
two
got
things.
too much.
One, but Damon
It
wasn't
wasn't
at
always
the
like that.
beginning.
Tell the whole story.
Yeah,
Wasn't always
at
like
the
that.
beginning, didn't Brady have to kind of
no, at the beginning
to what Belichick was saying, because he was a 6th or 7th round pick. So Belichick had a considerable influence over him.
Brady was a nobody. Belichick was a nobody because he came off the Browns and the Giants where he ain't win shit over there. So it ain't like he came to do anything.
He was the coach. He was the coach and the GM with the Patriots. He was the coach and the GM with the Patriots. And Brady was a late round pick who came in off of an injury. So and Brady has whether they got along or not, Brady has always commended Belichick's football acumen, his genius. So he's never. But I'm saying in the Michael Jordan situation,
but he had no championship.
He did get along with Phil Jackson, but Doug Collins was there before Phil Jackson. He didn't get along with Doug Collins. He got Doug Collins.
Okay, let's go over that. Michael Jordan didn't win shit with Doug Collins. Okay. Until Phil Jackson got there, they didn't do shit in the NBA. All Michael Jordan did was average 30-something.
See, let's not do that. Let's not do
what? I was there. I was alive watching it. While y'all reading, I'm watching.
I wasn't alive for most of that, but I'm just saying.
When I tell y'all,
you cannot just put a label of you didn't get it done, so it is what it is. Like, come on, bro. Like, he was.
First of all, go back. Now tell me why I didn't tell the full story yet. So I'll go ahead and correct it.
No, that's all I was saying.
No, you said I didn't tell the full story.
No, I'm saying when you say he ain't win shit with Doug Collins, it's like, come on, bro. Like, it was literally just him, bro.
It don't matter.
Well, there were many reasons.
My point is he didn't win shit, and no, stop it. They had Charles Oakley, okay, and they drafted Jordan 3. Doug Collins, the coach, got it. Jerry Reinsdorf ran that organization. Jerry Reinsdorf, do you know how many times Michael Jordan walked up in Jerry Reinsdorf demanding shit? And you know what Jerry Reinsdorf told him? The fuck out my office. I run this shit. Jerry Reinsdorf built all those Bulls teams.
We don't have that here, by the way. We do not have that.
But what I'm saying is he didn't have the same level. Correct me if I'm wrong, Demond. He didn't have the same level of respect for for Doug Collins that he had for Phil Jackson. That's what I'm saying.
That's not what it was, bro. He picked Phil. He went after Phil because he said Phil. Let me tell you something about Jerry Reinsdorf. Why he probably the GOAT GM. He saw Phil. He went after Phil when Phil was in the he was in the G League. He was a nobody coaching down there. Reinsdorf went and got him. Reinsdorf saw something in him. But let me tell you something about Reinsdorf. Jerry didn't have no friends. He wasn't friends with the players. So he didn't care what Michael Jordan said. Michael Jordan, that's why Michael Jordan hates Jerry Reinsdorf to this day. And Jerry Reinsdorf dead.
Oh, no.
I mean, Jerry Krause. I'm sorry.
So Michael Jordan wasn't the reason that they fired Doug Collins after they flamed out in the first
round?
Hell
no. He loved Doug Collins. Just like Michael Jordan, not the reason they traded Charles Oakley. Oakley was Jordan's best friend. Guess who traded him? Jerry Krause, because that's what he said. I know what I'm doing, Mike. You don't know the hell. You play the basketball. I'm good. I'm going to build a team. He traded Oakley. He went and got Phil Jackson when Phil was a nobody. He a nobody. You hear me? So what I'm trying to say is this. That's why I say, Travis, Nate, you don't need to be friends with them because when you're friends with players, it affects your judgment and you can't handle shit accordingly. That's why. Because me, if I was Travis, first of all, if I'm Nate, okay, you're not finna play me. I don't care who you is. If I'm the coach, I'm running this shit. If you don't like it, get the hell on. Or guess what? Guess what? They can fire
agree that is not in Nate's DNA.
Because Nate is trying to work with Trae. Bro, let me tell you.
Hold on, time out. It is not in Nate's DNA to say get the hell on or do this or get gone.
No,
that's the problem. That is his DNA.
That's what I said. That literally just happened, right?
That's his problem.
It is not in his DNA to be able to do that and still effectively get shit done.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Everything.
Let me tell you how I know Nate McMillian.
At the same time.
This is one of the things I like about Nate McMillian, right? If that was me, if I was the coach and Trey Young blow me off on that timeout, I'm handling shit on the spot. I ain't waiting. Nate, he better than me. Because Nate said, you know what? He probably said something to Trey after the game or when Trey came to the bench. But see me,
Yeah, that's policy.
I'm handing that as soon as you blow me off, I'm calling the fucking timeout. Get your ass out the game. I don't care who you tell. You understand me? But see, Nate, just like today, when they asked him about this shit that happened, they said, "Oh, it's just miscommunication." See, Nate know how to conduct himself as a professional.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you keep it like not
G.
in like layman's terms, but yeah, keep it G, bro. Keep it real between men and the team.
Run around telling Trey over there telling. I'm gonna go tell Travis on you. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'll slap the shit out of that nigga, bro. I'd be like, you finna do what?
Mike, I just think it comes from, it derives from Trey don't have any respect for me. That's
not a question.
Well, no. Let's ask this question then. All right, I hear that, but where I find myself, Matt, is because I was once there with LP trying to, rationalize why this ain't going this and that way, and I've been there. But my thing is, I keep hearing the same thing too much, and it's a common denominator. So I'm just being real about it. But who does Trey respect? The only person I can literally say, bro, we needed Kobe to be our coach. But rest in peace to Kobe. That ain't happening, bro.
I don't think it's that. He said he respects Steve Nash. He said, you know what I'm saying? When
he don't respect Steve Nash no more. If he did, he definitely don't respect him no more.
And when he was at Oklahoma, Lon Cougar, he said he respected him.
Then Lon Cougar used to coach the Hawks.
Back in the day. But hey, but Mike DeMond, when he said
we respect that basketball now, you might want to look at Lon Cougar record as the Hawks coach and then come back.
But DeMond and Mike, what I'm saying, this is my question for y'all. Maybe y'all heard Trey say this. I haven't heard him say this before. He said he respected Cougar because he said he has a great basketball mind. We see the game the same way. I have never heard him say that about me.
What's his record with the Atlanta Hawks?
I'm not sure what.
Because I need to know. Because you just told me.
I don't think I was.
You just told me a while ago.
Matt wasn't old enough for those years. I wasn't old enough for Dominique years, but I was surely old enough for Lon Kruger. I was made during those that time period. I was made off
record with the Hawks because Matt.
All right, I'm about to Google it, DeMond. I'm about to Google it. DeMond,
any different?
Go ahead, guys.
No, I was saying, is this situation any different?
I'm saying, he said.
Hey, go ahead, Matt, and then point go after Matt.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying he said Cougar. He said Cougar got a great basketball mind. He's never said that about Nate.
What's the rest?
Look at Lon Kruger record with the Hawks. Get back at me.
Hold on. Let me stop this right now. You don't need to be hiring no coach that the player like.
Exactly.
Or that
I'm not saying. No, I never said hire a coach the player like. I said he don't.
You may not.
Nate.
Hold on.
Opinion.
You may not be saying that. But that needs to stop and put the kibosh on right now. You do not hire coaches, general managers, or owners that like you, respect you, or that you can respect or whatever. Your job is to play ball, okay? Like I said before in this conversation, the capability or incapability will bring itself out during the course of your coaching tenure. But see, thing is, none of these people on this team have the equity to be calling any shots about who is going to be their coach. None of them. Because, I go back to Keith Armstrong with the Falcons. You got a gold jacket? You're not good enough to be an asshole. No.
Not even a
Hey, DeMond, he had the same record as Lloyd Pierce.
Look at that. And guess what? I wanted Lloyd Pierce. I didn't even want Lloyd Pierce hired from jump anyway. But look at that record. You telling me that's a great. Let me tell you, just in case y'all don't know. 2000, 2001, 2000. What's that? 2000, 2003. That's like the dark years. It actually continued to probably like 2007. And then we got Horford in 08.
Nah, 2006. 07 was that first playoff berth, wasn't it?
No, that was 08, right? That was 08. No, that was 09. Was it 9 we went to the playoffs? We got Horford win in 08, right? Horford in 08. Joe got here in what? 06. But
Yeah.
This dude got a losing ass record with us, and you telling me this a great basketball mind?
No,
This
no,
a great
no,
basketball
no,
mind.
I'm not talking.
I'm not
talking. I'm not talking about his win-loss record. I'm talking about. There's plenty of coaches who have a losing. Jeff Van Gundy got a losing record, but everybody respects his basketball mind.
Is Jeff Van Gundy? When the last time he was employed with basketball team?
But teams been trying to hire him for years.
But he got a great basketball. It's the reason why his ass an analyst right now because no one wants his ass.
Lund Kruger, those teams. Let me make sure. What is that? 2000, 2003.
Yeah, the team was terrible.
I don't think those. When they were terrible, it wasn't that bad. Our 13 win season was like what 2004.
No, 13 win was after that. What 99? We tricked off the playoffs in 99. We tricked it off.
I know it wasn't.
I want to say it was right.
2000. No, early 2000s we were okay. The 13 win season came after the Sharif, Jason Terry, and Glenn Robinson era when they promised the playoffs and didn't make it. So who was the coach? I think it was Lund Kruger, wasn't it? Who was the coach?
Lund Kruger.
Okay, but how do I? But Magic got a terrible record as a coach. He got a great basketball mind. Michael Jordan is an awful executive. He got a great basketball mind. Just
Michael Jordan don't have a good.
You maybe you can't translate what you're trying to say correctly.
But Matt, it's different. It's different. Watch this. It's a different. You can have a great basketball mind as a player, but not as an executive. How do we know this? Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan as a player, when he's playing the game,
Kruger had a team,
right? Go read. What's the book about the Bulls? God damn, my mind went blank. It's a book about the Bulls. Damn, I can't remember the name, and I got the book. I gotta go find it. Michael Jordan used to walk in Jerry Krause's office and recommend players to get. And when you read the list of names, mainly idiots from Carolina, when you read the names, you be like, I see why he failed as an executive. He was terrible as a player. Looking at talent. So his basketball mind as evaluating talent is not there, right? He may know the game as playing the game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He's awful.
Nah, man. I don't trust Trey Young basketball mind to be saying somebody got a basketball mind. Because Lund Kruger Hawks team wasn't that bad, and he sucked with them, bro. They wasn't.
Let me ask y'all this: Is this situation? Does this situation, even though the circumstances are different, but does this remind you kind of like of what happened with CP3 in LA when eventually a lot of the issues started to boil up? He had a lot of resentment with Doc.
That was like Griffin.
Nah, CP3 also had a lot of issues with Doc too. That's like documented.
Doc
he had a lot of issues with him. Eventually, he got the move. Right, he got the move to Phoenix. He was playing under Monty, and then as it stands, it seems like that rapport has been solid. Do we feel like that is similar? I'm not saying that we got to magically go find another coach immediately, but do we feel like we've seen this story before? I have.
No,
I have.
Yeah, kind of.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, and then I'll be quiet, and you can go ahead and take it. I'm gonna tell you like this. If I'm Travis, hell, fuck it, Travis. If I'm the owner, I'm bringing in Travis, Landry, Trey, and Nate. This is what I'm going to tell them. Y'all need to get this shit together right now. Because guess what? Any move we make, trading anybody, firing anybody, has our organization out here looking crazy, has our player looking crazy, has our front office looking crazy. Say you fire Nate McMillian. Trae gonna get labeled as a coach killer because Nate McMillian got a winning record with us. He has taken us to the conference finals. So people gonna say why he get fired, and everybody gonna know it's because of Trae. If you definitely can't trade Trae, because then we already get shitted on for not taking Chris Paul. Can you imagine we trade Trey Young and then people gonna get on us for Trae? Now we don't have Trae or Luka. So I'll call him in the office. I'll say, y'all need to make this shit work. And guess what? If I need to put my hands in there and get more involved to make sure y'all can get this shit in order, then that's what I'm going to do. But we cannot get rid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to look crazy.
Yeah, Nate not going. Nate, that's what I said. I told Gerald. I think Nate not going nowhere right now. If that, I mean, as much as you know, what I'm saying, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I kind of want him gone, I mean, obviously, it's not gonna happen now. I mean, you can't do that now. You're gonna kill Trey's reputation. Although this leak hurts his reputation as well, but it'll be much worse if they fired Nate. But that don't mean he gonna have to be here by the end of the season. After the playoffs,
hold on.
He can go in.
Let me
that's
say,
something they could do.
Let me say this. If you fire Nate and it even smells like that Trey Young got Nate fired, who you gonna get here? Who you gonna get here of substance? Who you gonna get here that's gonna come here and be confident that they're gonna be able to do what they need to do in order to get the team to win without having to worry about what their superstar has to say about how they're doing?
Can I throw a theory out there about that point, John? Can I throw a theory?
Go ahead.
My theory, bro, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all gonna think this is stupid and crazy. It's just a theory.
Man, talk.
I do not believe that this Hawks team needs somebody of that old school mindset to get the best version of themselves.
I
agree with that.
I completely believe that in order for this team to really make strides, we need to do something like completely different. Like something like when the Celtics brought in Brad Stevens right from Butler, like some shit like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my opinion. I don't think
I told Gerald.
Seriously, I really don't
rolled his eyes at me.
I really don't
Gerald rolled his eyes at me.
Like, I really don't. I think it needs to be somebody that is extremely low key, but has good rapport. But it's like this whole like let's bring in these guys that's been here 13, 15. Like this ain't working. Like it's not gonna work at all. That's just my theory, though.
Okay. Now with that theory, when the come to Jesus meeting has to take place, because you've let things slide because see, like me and like Gerald was saying, there's got to be a captain of the ship. And that person is going to take responsibility. That person is going to be asked a whole bunch of questions, and he's going to have to deflect a whole bunch of stuff, kind of like what Nate has been doing to keep the locker room and everything together so that business don't get out. Because see, this particular situation that just got out, see, that's detrimental to the locker room. See, somebody leaking something out of the locker room. Now, just as soon as leaks start coming out of the locker room, and it's a leak because of discontent or some problems going on, that's a real serious issue, because number one, the sanctity of the locker room is gone. Okay. Number two, there's an issue that needs to be dealt with that should have been dealt with a long time ago. So that new person has to have, and see, you might be right, point, you might be right. But the thing is, whoever that person is, he's got to take charge. He's got to take charge, and he's got.
The only thing I'm gonna say to your point, John, is like I also don't want us as fans to almost get so riled up at the fact that a leak from the locker room happened, because in the nature of the league today, in any sport, leaks happen repeatedly. Like before information, like dudes are getting traded before their head coach even tells them. Like those leaks happen constantly, and I feel like it's just a part of it. You know, it sucks knowing that it's our guys, it's our team, and it's our group. But it happens so much, especially with social media, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like it is like that's just the nature of the beast.
But the thing,
something else too, going up the back steps over the head coach, that's something else. That's another situation that shouldn't take place.
Can I be real with you though? What's really the issue with that?
Okay.
Because if we're being technical here, right?
When I was in management,
wrestler is Trey's boss, not Nate.
Yes, Nate is. As head coach, Nate is Trey's boss. Okay. And see, the thing is that, okay, you got a problem, you got a situation, you got something going on. Give me the courtesy of coming and talking to me. Okay, now I don't know whether that happened or not, point. I don't know whether that happened or not. And if Nate was not responsive to that, I can kind of see this. But thing is that okay, Russell, whoever it was that Trey went, and see the thing is this is all speculation as far as I'm concerned. This is all speculation as far as I'm concerned. However, something happened. Somebody saying something happened, they reporting this happened, blah, 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 blah. But when I was in management, I tell my people all the time, look, if there's a problem or issue or whatever, come to me first. See if I can handle it. Now, if I can't handle it, you go to your next step. You can go to your next step or file a grievance or do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay? That'll be your problem. But see, my thing was I tried to handle it. I tried to be approachable. I tried to be a person that you could come and talk to. I keep your business straight. Because see, I tell them I'm like a refrigerator. I keep all the business cold. I'm keeping all the business cold, and it stops with me if you wanted to stop with me. But on a basketball team, a professional basketball team, you go beyond the head coach. You're undermining the head coach. Okay? And see, from what I'm understanding about this situation that took place, Nate came out there on the court and reamed everybody a new one because he didn't know what was going on. And then him and Trey Young had something going on. Okay? Now, I don't even know whether Nate knew who it was that said anything. But by virtue of the fact that he gave Trey Young those options, stay here and come off the bench or go home, see, something really jumped off. And I bet he suspected that Trey was the one. Because, see, you don't give nobody no option like that unless y'all really got into it. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all really had to get with it in order for things to get to that type of head. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, something really, and see, thing is, this has, because see now, a couple of articles that I've seen, they are saying that this is the latest locker room or blow up between Nate McMillian and the team and Trae. So see, some other conversations, other stuff happened. So, man, right now, this is a very volatile time for this team. This is real volatile right now. This will go either way at our next game or our next couple of games. Because see, man, teams that are kind of halfway together, you don't have stuff like this going on. And once it leaks out into the public domain, we gonna do like we doing right now.
Are you seeing Trey Young's Twitter? You see he blacked it out like he Beyonce or something.
Yeah. What do you say? I woke up to people talking about my personal life.
I just went to his Twitter.
Listen, man, bro, let me tell you something, bro. Trey say what? Trey.
I woke up to people saying something about my personal life. That's what he said.
He woke up to public comments on his private life or something.
What is people saying about? What is people saying about his private life? Ain't nobody saying nothing, bro.
That conversation was when Nate was private. That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Whatever happened and why he decided not to come to the game.
Nate's son leaked it.
Bro, let me tell you something.
How is Nate gonna look bad in that situation, Demond?
Bro, do you know? Like, I'm assuming if he getting treatment when Nate talked to him, Nate's not the only one there. It's other people around.
Right.
So anybody could have leaked it for the right price. Trust me. Okay. But the thing is this, man. The thing is this. Like I said, Trey Young. Okay. And I'm gonna just say it, man. I hope y'all don't get offended, get upset. But listen, man. Y'all younger guys, bro. Y'all run off emotion and you don't run off facts and truths. So if you wake up in the morning, if I wake up in the morning and first of all, you're a superstar. Niggas is talking about your shit anyway, whether it's true or false. If I wake up and say I'm Trey and Nate says something about my personal shit, as a man, you know what I'm doing? I'm calling this nigga on the phone. Nate, what the fuck is up, man? What's going on? I'm not getting on Twitter. I'm not saying shit on Twitter. I'm handling my shit like a man. I'm not gonna be like boo-hoo and then change all my shit, black my shit out, take everything off my, because that's what y'all young niggas do, man. That's how I know when y'all don't like somebody, y'all unfollow them and turn your social media black and red and shit and delete all the pictures and shit. Listen, man.
Come on, who's to say he didn't do that? Who's to say he didn't do that? Who's saying he didn't do that?
Listen.
I'm too old for that.
He, and we already know. Let's keep it
Who's
above.
say he didn't do it?
We know Trae. We know he's an emotional guy. We know this already.
Yeah, very emotional.
We know that from the way he pout and cry on the court. Okay, he pout and he wear his emotions on his sleeve like a sucker, right? And I only say like a sucker because see, when you do that, people take that and they use it against you. They use it as a weakness against you. When they like, this dude like to cry all the damn time. We're gonna rough his ass up. We're gonna really make him cry.
Yeah, because they know how to push your button. That's your button.
Yeah, listen, man. Trae, right now we Trae, Nate, ownership. We in a bad position right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We in a bad position. We can't afford for any of them to leave. Let's be honest here,
huh?
Because anybody, whoever leaves,
define that, Damon.
Oh no, wait, yeah. What you mean,
Damon? Define that.
Define what?
Define what you mean. We can't afford for nobody to leave.
Like I said earlier, we can't afford for nobody to leave right now because the organization.
Right now,
bad.
Okay.
We're gonna look bad now. You want to get to the off season, and y'all and the owner, the front office want to make some moves. Whether it's trading Trae, what's your gonna be response if Trae say he want to be traded? What's your response then? Is it gonna be like, oh yeah, I want that change? Or y'all gonna be like, oh, it's Nate's fault that he want to leave? See?
Yeah, I mean,
like I tell people, man, I'm a Hawks fan, bro. I'm gonna be here if Trae ass here. I'm gonna be here when his ass gone. I was here before his little ass was here. I'm gonna be here when Nate gone. I was here before Nate, so I don't give a fuck. We need to win these games. Okay.
If he wants to be traded,
but if he want to be traded,
I don't think so.
Let him go.
You don't have the same level of authority that you have with the team that drafted you, especially somebody of his.
So let me say this:
what authority does he need, bro? He do what the fuck he want to do. He out here
no. I'm saying if you go to another team.
Yeah.
He may not have that authority.
Basically, you said the grass not always green on that other side. That's what you're
right. To John's point earlier, right? To John's point earlier about management. Here's why I said Nate isn't necessarily Trae's boss, right? Okay. The reality of the matter is, and Matt, I think you mentioned this previously that you actually do some HR work. I think, correct?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually in HR myself too. So you'll understand the point that I'm gonna make here, right?
Oh, so I need y'all to do my resume next time then.
Hear me out though, right?
I got you, Damon.
I'm gonna break this down easy. The reality of the matter is, if you are an employee somewhere,
right?
What's up?
You HR.
I am. I'm listen.
See, y'all the one be hiring them folk that don't
listen. Hear me out, right? If you are an employee, right? I agree with John with what he's saying, right? About, hey, you know what? Like, go to your supervisor, go to your head coach, talk with him, connect with him, XYZ. That's why I made the comment earlier, like, who's to say, like, those conversations didn't happen previously? Who's to say that Nate is like, nah, fuck out of here, I know what I'm doing, right? And Trae's probably like, okay, I hear you. And then repeatedly back and forth. They're not going to report that information. And that's not even to throw Nate under the bus. That's just to talk about personalities, right? Mm-hmm. The same way as an employee, the day one on the job, Matt, you get it, bro. Day one on the job, what do? You set expectations. Hey, you know what? How do you like to receive communication? How do you like to receive feedback? Boom, boom, boom. You set that standard, right? It's all rosy day one till problems happen. And then you like, okay, well, you told me here's how you want to talk about issues, so let's talk about it. And then the moment that you realize that your supervisor and you are like this, or your head coach is like this, and now you like getting results, but you're not getting results. Things are coming in late. You winning games, not winning games, like you losing games, whatever. It's like eventually you need to go to somebody, your VP, your executive, your owner, and say, yo, what's going on here? I'm here for the long haul. What's up with this? And here's the issue. At the end of the day, it does not look good that he went up to higher management, but we also do have to be real and say we don't know what those conversations were said. Right?
Exactly.
Corny. Do I think it's corny if he went in there like, hey, you need to fire him, boom, boom, boom? Absolutely. Like, let them make the call. But at the same time, are we really going to sit here and say, Nate McMillian has shown us that he is the most open and the most receptive person. When he was having questions about playing time for AJ, y'all saw the game like 4 or 5 games ago when immediately he cut off the reporter and was like, I give guys minutes based on rotations and based on needs. Why are you getting so defensive about that?
But see,
exactly.
And on top of that, too, we've already seen team reporters for the Hawks already say, yo, it's already a challenge post-game to get clear responses from Nate. We can't even get an understanding.
And Nate, the same
we don't
one.
know.
John Collins calls him a drill sergeant. Like, Nate wants things perfect. Like, we're going to do this drill 100 times.
John Collins said he liked that. John Collins said he liked that and he appreciated it. And that is something that we need.
I'm not saying this right. I'm not saying this, Mike. I'm not saying this right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, we know.
Why are you bringing it up? You're bringing it up to make it seem like it's
like that's a bad.
Nate. That's the only reason why you're bringing it up.
I'm gonna be real with y'all.
I'm bringing it up because his person.
You can like structure all day long, but again, it goes back to my point. Like I was saying,
I heard your point.
No. Hear me out,
disagree
right?
with it.
No, you can like structure and you can like context all day long, but if it impacts production, that's the issue. If we're not getting places and we're inconsistent, that's a problem. You can be a type A at your job, and your supervisor can be a type A personality at your job, be on your ass, micromanaging you over and over and over. But if y'all not getting shit done, y'all projects are late. All this stuff is late. There isn't no team camaraderie. What's the whole point in all of it? What are we doing here? Like, are we just doing all this for the sake of doing it? Like, we're not getting
that's what Damon was going back to. And I feel like I'm the right age to be like a bridge between it. That's the separation between the old school and new school. Right. All the stuff you talking about, old school don't care about none of that. You do your job regardless of what's happening. They from an era where literally stuff was hard, bruh. You can hop on your phone and type something in and get an answer. You ain't even got to go through a library and pick a book the way some people. Let me say what I'm saying, bro. So therefore, it's a disconnect. So I'm in between at 35 years old, understanding how I go, and I can tell you from getting to this point that things, bro, to really be real with you, the world honestly don't work that way. When you have something that's you supposed to do and see through, regardless, whatever, you need to do it regardless of what's happening or what's be happening, or if you feel like it, or things are beneficial to your mood or your emotion. That's what Damon was leaning towards, though, and people get mad at it. It's based upon emotion. Trey has a job to do. I don't care. I want to talk about who's his boss. Trey has a job to do. He's being paid to do a job. What it is that we all throw it away and forget about it and give athletes. And then on top of that, we give young athletes a pass because, oh, they're athletes. So they're supposed to be different than any other job in this world. Even though they not entrepreneurs, they not their own boss. He ain't his own boss. Trey is not his own boss. He is not his own boss. He is dependent upon the NBA and another league to give him his check. Trey Young does not make his own check off his self. He does not. So therefore, Trey Young is not his own boss. Point blank, period. Wave your head if you want to. I make my money off of what I decide to do. Nobody else pays. Or if I wake up and don't do crap, bro, I ain't making nothing. Trey Young getting paid even though he decided not to play in the game. He is not his own boss. Point blank, period. I will drive that home to y'all. He can invest some stuff and then one day get in a position to where he's not dependent upon. But right now, he is not his own boss. Just simple as that. He can quit and decide to go do that, but he's not.
So hold that thought, right? You just said he's not your own boss. So what does that mean, though?
I'm trying to tell you what that means. It's not reality of the world. When you're not your own boss, you rank somewhere in things, and things is not always going to be peaches and cream for you. So what? Nate approached you and you feel like didn't go this way. You have a job to do as the point guard to lead this team and to play in games when you can play, not because, oh, somebody gave me this ultimatum and I didn't like the way it was. No, you're supposed to still be.
I agree with you, though. I agree with you.
Well, I'm saying so what I'm saying is the rest of that stuff I don't really understand the point of going on and what are we doing? Production still at the end of the day got to happen. If I'm not sitting here literally like harming you or literally saying stuff to belittle you, and the only issue is the fact that like, okay, I might be micromanaging based upon your preference of being the employee and down on this totem pole, man, suck that up and do your job. suck it up and do your job. And then if you don't like it, position yourself to go elsewhere. But that's just the way it gets done here. And that's the disconnect, like I said, from old school and new school. New school and younger people thinks that the rewards and everything comes before you doing your due diligence and you stand down and you being solid through everything, no matter what it is. People been through that stuff, have been through it and stuff like that. So it's a short patience with it. When you see that spoiled mindset that everything's supposed to just be red Crawford, red rolled out for you and straight and perfect for you to show up and do your job.
So
Mike,
I hear you. I disagree with certain parts of your point, but I hear and I respect it. But I think you're getting a misconception of what my point was. But I'll let other guys.
Now, what's your point? What's your point? What's your point?
What I'm saying is that it's not about my feelings or whatever the work is, whatever the case may be, right? As an employee, I could give a fuck about how you talk to me, whatever. Like my standard, wherever I go as a regular individual, and I tell people this as advice all the time. Hey, yo, who cares how personalities look or whatever? You have a job to do. And at the end of the day, right, the efficiency of my work will not be compromised because of that. When I now have an issue where projects or things, like using basketball as an example, you're asking me to lead this team, right? You're asking me to take us home. But when it's time for me to lean on you and your guidance, you're giving me inconsistent stuff. You're asking me to make $1 out of 15 cents. You're not giving me.
How y'all got this?
Right?
I'm just the disconnect between us as fans is that y'all that part though. That is not like he's leaning on guidance and then is none there. See, I believe is there and Trey's not listening or following through for it, and it's proof in the pudding that people keep ignoring.
Mike, I'm saying, but Mike, I'm saying it's not there. I'm not saying it's not there because this dude has a 15-year track record of it not being there. So I'm not just saying that because I don't like him as a person or I don't like his style. No, he hasn't got out the first round. He hasn't won more than 45 games. Except
how many rounds Lon Kruger made it to, Matt?
No. What I'm saying, no. What I'm talking about, no.
Disrespecting these professional coaches, bro. Like it just light work, though, bro.
What I'm talking about with Lon, what I was talking about with
no,
it's different. It's different, Mike. What I was talking about with Lon,
I
was talking about a philosophy. I was talking about the way you see the game, a philosophy. Nate McMillian, it's about results. It's about we're not sitting down talking about how do you think the game should be played. A small ball versus big lineups versus what do you think a point guard should be doing out there on the court? What do you think a shooting guard should be doing out there on the court? What's the role of this player? What's the role of a captain? That's different. That's basketball ideology. With Nate, he has not won. That is a fact.
But hold on. How you gonna say? Hold on. You gonna say? Listen, the reason Mike asked you that because earlier you said. Trey said that Lon Kruger has a good basketball mind, and he ain't won shit in Atlanta. So you telling me he respects Lon Kruger's basketball mind over Nate McMillian, who got a 14-year track record of winning ball games in the NBA?
Now it's 14-year track record of winning ball games?
I say winning ball games, point. I say winning ball game because he just told me Lon Kruger has a good basketball mind, and
Nate has got multiple franchises
in Atlanta, he has 0 winning seasons.
But I just said talking about if I'm sitting down, Damon or Gerald, if I'm talking to Gerald about football, and Gerald's explaining to me the way he sees the game, and he values this position over this position, he values an air raid offense over running. That's a philosophy. I like the way he explains the game. I like the way he.
That's not what you said, though. You said
that is what I said when Trey said.
You said Trey said he had a great basketball,
beautiful basketball mind. He didn't say he has a beautiful basketball record.
Well, he said he has a beautiful mind. How come his basketball mind didn't work in Atlanta, man?
But the mind sometimes. But the mind, it's a lot of. It's a lot.
Hold on a second, Damon. So wait, guys can't evolve. Coaches can't evolve?
I'm talking about what he did for the Atlanta Hawks. Where was his basketball mind then?
But
Oh, so you telling
DeMond,
me? So we got him when he didn't have a good basketball mind. So
no,
then,
DeMond,
what
it's a
I'm
lot
saying.
of factors. DeMond, it's a lot of factors that goes into it. You can have a great basketball. Bill Belichick has a genius
no,
football mind, but he's
Matt,
under
tell me
500
about
with a
Lon
Tom
Kruger.
Brady.
Matt, I need you to tell me. Looking at Lon Kruger record as an NBA head coach with the Atlanta Hawks, what is so good about it? What is so good about Lon? I need to know what's good about Lon Kruger because I see losing in the NBA. That's what I see.
DeMond, I'm not arguing his win or loss
Y'all
record.
are really
I'm
funny.
saying,
I just want y'all to know every single one
y'all
of
trying
y'all
to
is
y'all
really
trying to
funny.
flip it.
Real
Y'all trying
funny.
to flip it.
I'm just saying what you
DeMond,
told
I'm talking
me.
about
Y'all are funny.
You
Y'all are
told
funny.
me that, man.
DeMond,
You
I'm
told
talking
me he
about
had a good basketball mind.
But DeMond, exactly the way. If I'm talking to you, DeMond, and we're
Right.
talking about basketball, and I say, "Hey, DeMond, you have or Gerald, coach football." I'm talking to Gerald about football. I'm talking to you about basketball, but you may not have a winning record. That doesn't mean the way you see the game is not. It's not good, or it's not a beautiful way to see the.
So how
the
you
way
know
the game should
Nate
be
don't?
played.
So how you know Nate don't see the game differently? Dude, what Trey is displaying
Because
on the court?
Trey has never said that about Nate. One, two.
Said what? He
Trey
had a good basketball mind.
He never talks about Nate's basketball mind. Two, he says we play too slow.
Wait a minute.
He brings up multiple
Matt.
multiple basketball related things to
Matt.
me that it says that there's a disconnect.
Matt, let me tell you what your problem is.
Hold on.
Let me tell you what. I ain't gonna say problem. My bad. Let me tell you what the issue is, Matt. Where me and you differ, right? What you? I'm gonna tell you something, man. You remind me of you remind me of Arthur Blank.
Don't castigate the man.
And I'm gonna tell you why you remind me of Arthur Blank.
Don't roast the man.
You one
I
of those
love
dudes.
this show, man. I love
You one of those dudes,
Demond,
man.
don't roast the man.
You one of those dudes that you gonna be loyal to a fault, bro. You one of those that you loyal to a fault. You defending Trae so hard, and you think hold on, let me finish, and then give me your response. You think 90? I bet 90% of the issues that go on with the Hawks as far as winning games and stuff, and all this stuff that's going on, you probably think that's all Nate's fault, all of it.
No, that's not.
You
all
scared?
Nate's
You
fault.
don't want to blame Trae for nothing.
No, DeMond, I said at the beginning of the show, I said Trae was immature for the way he handled it. I said I blame Trae for some of the shots he takes. I said he has to grow and mature as a person. I already said that. But I'm saying, DeMond, there is a difference between saying that this dude has to grow, this dude has to develop. You're talking about personality and off the court stuff. I'm saying from a basketball perspective, he does not. It's clear he does not respect Nate McMillian's coaching or the way he's.
I agree.
Okay. So about this. Okay, so he didn't respect LP coaching. Okay,
Right.
got LP got fired. So now he don't respect Nate. So when we bring in another guy, when he don't respect their coaching, we're gonna let him go too. Is this the game we're gonna keep? Hold on. Because guess what? Everything always this shit with Nate McMillian 2 years ago started up. We was all on cloud 9 2 years ago. Oh, well, look at it, we making a run. Now everybody jumping ship. Let me tell you, man, you get rid of Nate. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. The next coach gonna get his ass fired after 3 years too. When Trae don't like you, he gonna get you up out of there. Which I mean, I understand from the business side because it's easier to just get rid of a coach than trade a player at a Trey Young level. It's easy to get rid of a coach. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Until Trae smartens up and respects the coach. Okay, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something about me real quick. Once again, I got to go back to the Army shit. Listen. Hey, when I go to a new
no
unit,
one's gonna rebuttal your Army stuff.
When I go to a new unit,
I can't relate to
Nobody's gonna rebuttal, bro.
Don't worry. Hey, listen,
it
ain't really nothing to rebuttal because I'm telling you like a personal story. That's why. When I go to a unit, when I go to a new unit, right? You know what I do for the first 30 days? Pretty much keep my motherfucking mouth closed, and I observe what's going on between the leadership and I observe the soldiers. Right? I'm just observing what's going on, so I can develop my own thoughts of each individual. because trust me, when I go to those units, people come tell me about, hey, stay away from him, stay away from her, right? So I developed that, and I keep my mouth closed. I need Trey Young, okay? Let me add this part. Regardless of who's in my platoon or my platoon leader, who is my boss, even though they just came in the Army a year ago, but they're my boss. I know he don't know shit. Ask anybody in the military. Lieutenants don't know nothing, but they are the boss of the platoon. They are in charge. Do I buck my lieutenant? No. Even though I know way more than the lieutenant, I don't buck him. What we do as NCOs, what we do is when they say something, we either say yes, sir, if they're correct, or we say, hold up, sir. What you doing? That shit ain't gonna work. Let me show you how you do this shit for real. You see what I'm saying? So Trae, even if he don't respect, say he don't respect Nate basketball mind, it's the way you handle that as a professional.
And
okay?
I agree with you. And
when the coach tell you, let me say this point. I get your response, Matt. So when Nate Mcmillian walk up to you and say, bro, come out there, do the shoot around. I'm going to tell you why he telling Trae to come do the shoot around, bro. Because he's the face of the franchise. And that's why I said all Trae had to do was say, coach, I'm coming out there. And then you go out there and you throw one shot. Oh, my shoulder kind of still tripping, coach. And I'm sure the coach will be like, all right, cool. Because the coach just wants you out there so the other players can see the best player on the team out there putting in work. He not just, Trae get his shoulder wrapped up every night, bro. This ain't like he just sprained his shoulder out of the blue. It's a new injury. It's the same crap he done had for about a year now. But he could have went out there. Let me go show. You never been somewhere where you be like, they be like, hey, Matt, hey, come to this party. And you tell your homeboys, man, I'm just gonna go show my face real quick, and I'm gonna be out. Why do you do that? To show people, hey, I'm out here. Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got you, DeMond. But
and that's all Trae had to do. Let me go out here. You know, this is what I would have did if I was Trae. Hey, T, I need you to go out there and shoot it. In my head, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. But coming out, by the time it get to my mouth, coach, I'm on my way. I'm gonna go out there.
Hold that thought.
But DeMond, what I was saying was
the basketball team, not military unit.
Oh, DeMond, you see
that? But see, Matt, when they say that, when people say that, that lets me know they don't understand. Most people who say that, usually they don't have no discipline. They don't understand chain of command.
But
that's
like
why they be the same ones.
They be the same ones who say,
yeah, they be the same ones. They
you
be
can
like,
you can be in leadership plenty of ways. You can be in leadership
DeMond,
plenty of ways.
But DeMond, what's the difference between two things? One, what's the difference? Since you said Trae got rid of LP, which I think everybody on the team wanted to get rid of LP. But what's the difference between LP and Nate? Like from not an X's and O's perspective, but from a coaching perspective, right? What's the difference?
The difference is Nate McMillian has decades of experience dealing with NBA players, dealing with struggle. He's been an NBA player. He's been to the top.
I can answer too.
He's been to the top of the mountain pole. He's been to the bottom. LP never made to the NBA. Never been a head coach at any level. He's been to the finals. He's been to the finals. He's an all NBA. He's
as a player.
As a head coach?
As a player.
I'm talking about head coach.
No, it don't matter if you make it as a coach. We talk about, he asking me about the pedigree. The pedigree of the man.
I hear you as a player, but you also did hold MJ accountable, saying how as an executive he was awful. So I
said MJ don't know talent. He's such.
I hear you. I'm just asking about. Let's talk.
Am I lying?
No, I was just.
I don't know if he knows talent. He just ain't had good luck, man. We're building that team, man.
Let's talk.
He just ain't had good luck with that.
A player.
Well, he asked me. Well, point. The question was the difference. He didn't say as a coach.
Right.
The difference is the structure, bro. The difference is structure.
The difference, because to me, what I see. LP was hard on the players. LP didn't really listen to the players. He didn't respect their input because they were just young pups. So he wasn't really listening to what they had to say. with Nate, he's hard on the players. He doesn't really get input from the players because he feel they're what young.
We don't know that. We
But
don't
you
know
didn't
that.
say
You
we
don't know that, bro.
Matt
You
is
don't know
sold
that,
on
bro.
his assumption. Matt is sold on his
No,
assumption,
no,
and it's
no,
the
hold on.
foundation of his
One more
entire
thing.
argument that we continue
One
to
more
beat
thing.
around.
I say that because I say that because John Collins said
Say
Collins said
something,
what?
Gerald. Say
I don't
something.
get the John Collins
One
said
more.
what? I don't get the ball. I don't get.
But
I don't,
you didn't say a difference, bro.
my
You
usage
just
rate
named
goes-
likeness.
Hey,
Huh?
one more
You
thing.
named likeness. You didn't give us a difference. The difference is structure. John Collins said it was structure that McMillian had brought. John Collins said that.
And on top of that, go ahead. My bad.
Plus the fact, this was what we call his first coaching stint as head coach when he came in now. Because see, there's something to be said about that. Because the thing is, he was in a seat that he's never occupied before as head coach. Okay.
Hey, go ahead.
Nate McMillian. Okay. Now, don't discount that in-game experience of being. Don't discount that, because see, if you played in there as a player, you can relate to the players that you're coaching what went on, the pressure that you had to undergo. And see, when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, see, this was someplace that we were thrown into. We didn't expect to be there. We didn't expect to be there at all. But bam, you in there. Now you got to try to take this thing all the way. And Nate McMillian was valuable in that because he had been there before as a player. Okay, he was valuable.
I know Mike gonna rail against me, but I'll let you go, Gerald. But I've been steadfast in this belief that Nate McMillian is a upgraded Lloyd Pierce. They're of the same vein. They're the same type of. Nate McMillian is just a higher end version. They're the same. They're the same type of. They're the same.
Matt, let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me get right quick. Real quick.
Because that's what I used to think. That's what I used to think, Matt. That ain't true.
That is disrespectful.
I'm saying when you say that, like he's an upgraded LP, I disagree with that, but I want to understand what you mean. Are you saying like if there was a tier list, like tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, are you saying they would both be in like tier 3 together? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying Lloyd Pierce is Walmart and Target. Like they're of the same.
I do not agree with what Matt is saying. I'm gonna go on mute.
They're of the same. To me, I said me myself. I believe they're of the same. They're of the same category. They're just of different brands. They're the same style. They have the same style. They're defensive first. They're not creative offensively. They're stuck in their rotations. They're very rigid and very specific about what they want to see out on the. They're of the same. They're the same type of coach. Nate McMillian is just a better version.
I've heard enough.
Matt. Listen. I just said this the other day because the Atlanta analyst challenged me on that. Look, I was thinking that Nate might just be Pierce knockoff. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't seen nothing different. But to that point, I also added with all this little shit that's going on, we don't know if we haven't seen what we need to see from Nate because either Nate ain't coaching or we just running the Trae offense and it's just going the same way it's been for the last 2 years. And the way this shit been shaking, and the way this shit been shaking out, what happened today, we don't know. I mean, because when we saw what we did the other night without Trae against the Nuggets, that shit looked totally different from what we've been running, bro. So we don't know what we got in Nate right now. We kind of in limbo, dog. We don't know.
I'll let Gerald go. I'll just say we know based off of his 3 other stops where he was.
No. You don't know that either. You don't know that either. Man, man, he lost one. I think, didn't he lose Brandon Roy? And he didn't never get Greg Oden up there in Portland? He missed out on 2 of the superstars. That was him, right? And then in Indiana, them boys weren't ready to really go that far, man. So like, you really can't judge it. He ain't had a Trey Young. He's never had a Trey. Brandon Roy was that, but he got hurt.
But y'all said Trey. But so it's all 2 things. One, it's never Nate's fault, and then 2, Trace the
No.
problem. He's also never had that type of a
But
superstar
Matt,
player.
There's a question mark on Nate, but Nate has never coached a Trae, and Trae is showing that, hey man, he might be this guy that you might have a little issue with trying to coach. We don't know that for sure, but that's what the things are seeming like. We still trying to figure that shit out. It's a problem, but we don't know if it's Nate or Trae at this point. Oh yeah, and to your point, real quick, when you were talking about as far as Nate not initiating offense, you brought up the example about John Collins. The only coach so far that we had that said they ain't running shit for John Collins is Pierce. Nate ain't said that.
Said it too. Nate said
that. Nate said we're not running that.
Nate said I run actions.
I don't run
I don't run
John.
plays. I run actions, and I would like for John Collins. He also said he want JC to be more aggressive. But yeah, you're right, Gerald.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Matt, you need to go to Congress because you a professional filibuster. Like, bruh, good God, man. Bruh, everybody here is telling you the same thing, bruh.
Not everybody. Point on my side. Point, see where I'm coming from.
I understand what you said. I don't agree with you. I understand it, but I disagree though. So,
bruh, you can't. Okay, you cannot really. I understand that you're the least of a Nate McMillian fan. I got that, but you have so much of an emotional attachment to Nate getting fired that you don't make competent arguments in situations that have nothing to do with his results as coaching. This has nothing to do with his results as a coach. Number one, he ain't a bad coach. He's went to the playoffs with every team that he's ever coached. Not every season, but every team he's coached. Everybody on here can agree objectively that he is more than a competent head coach. So
I never said he was bad, Gerald. I never said he was bad. I never said that.
You said he wasn't a winner.
Yeah, he's not a winner. There's a difference. I mean winner, I mean championship coach. He's not that.
No, winner and championship. You got to say championship coach. You can't say winner. Because when you say because you got to win to a certain.
I agree with that point, by the way, Gerald. I agree with that point.
Okay, you got to win to a certain extent to even get to the playoffs. Even if you lose in the first round, exactly, man. You got to win to a certain extent. Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought it was assumed that y'all knew I was talking about championship.
No, winning. You can't work off assumptions,
bro. Okay. All right, let me clarify then, Gerald. To me, he's a average coach. I said this before. He's a C coach.
He's not average though.
He's above.
He's above average. Average coaches don't make it to playoffs with multiple franchises just moving around, and then they go to playoffs when you get there. No, he's not an average coach, man. Stop dismissing it like it's such an easy feat, dog. Like you really acting like it's nothing to do.
To go to the playoffs with all-star level players on multiple stops.
We only got one here.
Bro,
I just told you, he lost Brandon Wright.
Listen to this though. Listen to this again. He just made sure he threw in all-star caliber players. Lon Kruger had Sharif Abdul-Rahim and Glenn Robinson, all-star caliber players, and did nothing. So you keep walking yourself into that, bro. I'm just saying, dog. It ain't an easy feat. Everybody just don't do it because they got an all-star player.
Okay, I got a coach for you. It's Vinny Dow Negro, a good coach.
Bro, why are we talking about him? Why are we talking about him?
No, he's a coach. He's a coach.
What does he got? That's what I'm talking about. Filibuster. What that got to do with
bro? Don't try to undermine his point with that shit, dog. Come on, dog.
You said
that's irrelevant, man.
That's what I'm asking, bro. Like, why are we talking about him?
Teams. That's what you said, Gerald and Mike. Y'all said a coach who's made the playoffs with multiple teams, right?
He's done it, bro. He's done it in literally 2, arguably 3 different generations of basketball, bro. Like, come on, man.
So, Gerald, low key, the way you made that sound, it make it sound like he's just like transcendent, elevated.
I didn't say that. You assume that was a fact.
Those are facts. And one thing I got
that's my opinion. That's what
when I say a generation of talent, he's been through it probably 3 sets of NBA drafts where either everybody from those drafts are gone, probably.
Yeah, I just think that for Nate, the issue is that I think that Trey Young believes that this Hawks nucleus has outgrown Nate. And
no, he's outgrown Nate. Because the way Trey don't even play good basketball.
But here's my point though, Gerald. I think that in Trey's like selfish mentality of him being like, I can set guys up, I can be the leader in his own world of thinking he's a leader. I feel like in his mind, he believes, yo, we need somebody more innovative so I can buy in,
more thoughtful.
I know.
Right. When he really the problem.
One second, John. I got one thing.
I think that's truly what he believes, low key.
Let me, if y'all don't mind, let me say this.
And then let me go after John.
The difference between what happened earlier last week and Friday was that we hit our shots. That's the difference. And see, the thing is, every play that has been drawn up is supposed to result in an easy shot or a made shot. Okay, all the plays you draw up is supposed to end up in a made shot. That's the way basketball works.
Hey, sometimes you miss too, Gerald. I mean, John. You miss sometimes, right?
I understand that, but when you miss, is that the head coach's fault?
Nope.
No, it's not.
John, it's not if you see an semblance of a set, but if you don't see an semblance,
no, it don't. A set don't got nothing to do. A set don't got nothing to do with you taking a bad shot or a contested shot.
Matt over there lying, man.
Matt came with Matt came with the cape on tonight, bro.
He lying.
Hey, Matt, if you want to critique Nate, all you got to say is you don't agree with substitutions. Other than that, Nate, we don't know what Nate doing.
But what Gerald said a minute ago, this has nothing to do with emotion about Nate. This has nothing to do. What I'm saying is this is not the first time they got into it, and I'm saying it's derived from the fact that he doesn't respect Nate's coaching. He doesn't respect that. He don't respect.
And that don't mean he can't coach. And that don't mean he can't coach.
Let me go ahead.
Go ahead, take it. We got.
Let me get what I was saying.
We got 2 minutes left, guys.
Let me get what. All right, so that family member that help out everybody, but they're the ones that do it for an ulterior motive. They want you to succeed, but they don't want you to succeed, or they ain't a part of it.
Yeah,
y'all know them type people.
They want some of the credit.
That's the type player Trey Young is. Trey cool with you succeeding if he gets an indirect shout out from it, i.e. an assist. So
Gerald, I'm just confused. Gerald, how can y'all make all
he play like that? He play like that.
All right,
how can y'all make all these assumptions about Trey?
Family. We got to shut it down. That way, I'm got to do that. Goodbye, good night, and click off. Hey, check it. Shout out everybody tapping in the chat. Hey, I'm gonna stop the live, but I'm gonna drop the link if anybody in the chat want to come to We Talk Hawks after hours, where we'll be talking some shit.
Oh yeah,
just follow. I'm gonna put this link. Y'all follow that link. Come on in here.
Listen, I gotta run myself, fellas. Always a pleasure, man. Respect everybody's opinions. Everybody's
peace.
Salute the point.
Always love, man.
And appreciate everybody tapping in. Everybody in the chat. Salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. And we're pushing our way to 1,000 subs, guys. We can't do it without y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, share the video. Shout out to everybody on the panel once again. The day ones up in here. Ticket, Phil, Mike, Matt, John. You know, John's gonna come live. It don't matter what the hell John is. He's gonna go live on your ass. He at Red Lobster right now. But hey, check it. I dropped the link, so y'all just follow that link. When I cut this off, some of us will still be here. I'll be in the garage. Y'all know where I'll be at. So salute to everybody, and we are out of here, man. Appreciate y'all support, family. Hawks up. Boom.
Peace.
Matt, you know, okay.